The reason why I'm showing you this, the reason why I want to show you this field, they put a pipeline through here. It's gone right across the edge of the field, but there's a bit, I think there's a bit of a DMV out here, because if you look carefully, there's a lot of stonework down here. See, they've cut right through. There's lumps and bumps in the field there, but I'm going to show you some more in a minute. If you look over here, it's like stones. I've seen a big piece of pot already. Look at this. How's that look? Look at the size of that. Must be about 13th, 14th century. That's a big old chunk. See the old stones in there? Look. There's bits of pot. There's lumps and bumps. I'm going to show you some really good lumps and bumps because the sun's going down. Look at that, look. Wow, that's a really good, that's a jug handle. That's medieval. Probably 13th century, I should think. Look at that, there's a bit of decoration on there as well. That's a sizable piece. All this, they put this pipeline through. I just found a buckle on it, but not a lot else. As I say, it's been flooded. Let me show you this other field a minute. The sun's going down. It really makes for interesting viewing. So you can clearly see if you scan very carefully, clearly see the ridge and furrow. We're walking along what would have been probably where the houses would have been, because you can see the raised bits there, look, just in front of us. And in the field, it's littered with ridge and furrow. That's quite remarkable. So you can see it when the sun goes down, look. There must be quite a sizable settlement on here. So if you see we're sinking down towards what would have been the holloway. You know, look at across there, look. Look at that ridge and bumps, look at the lumps and bumps on there, look, over there. Looks like something was on the F plan, or the fatal plan. It's a bit spooky, isn't it? Probably a sheep. Yeah, look. Following the old hedge line, look, there's the old, see look at the lumps and bumps, look, we're just coming into what I consider, and let's just get back on the high, look, we're going up now. This is about 2 metres higher than the holloway there. I don't think this field's ever been ploughed, in fairness. Look at the lumps and bumps on it, look, all across. This would be rich in artefacts if you could get to them. Wow, look at that. Look at how raised that lump is there. You can bet your boots there's a 13th, 14th century building on there. How high we're climbing now. We're on the peak of that one. This would have been where the dwellings or the hovels would have been. And along there is where they did that's their plots. As you can see, the sun's a bit, look at that, look. This is an extensive settlement. If you wait till the sun goes down on the field, you can really see the outlines of. I don't think there's a medieval village listed out here at all, but look at that! Look at that! The earthworks are amazing. And that bit of pot I found over there, I feel like that's 13th, 14th century of anybody's money. That's a substantial piece of pot. You can tell this has not been ploughed year in, year out, but I'm wondering if this field was ever ploughed during the war years, because they did put a lot into cereal crops. I mean, the sheep's nibbled this down, so you can see the lumps and bumps on it. Oh, they are. I bet there's a few groats hidden down here somewhere. Remarkable. Oh, they dug a big hole down there, look. That's where the old pipeline runs all across there, look. See, they've dug out, don't know why they dug that big hole, but if you look in the next field, you can see more ridge. There's more evidence of earthworks across there, look. That's got to be some medieval settlement along here. If you look down here, where I've been having a bit of a mooch around, where they've dug out this hole. There you go, look. That's a bit of pot. It's 14, probably, ooh, I don't know, 14th century maybe. More evidence of a settlement here. There must be loads of pot out there. Good gracious. Just on that junction there, that's across the way there, that's where the settlement. They've cut across it, look. They've cut across a house in the Middle Ages. That's amazing. I wonder if they knew. I wonder if anybody bothered to report that. Fascinating. You can see we've had a lot of war. Here is an aerial photograph that I acquired some years ago of the farm in question. I think you can see here, surrounding the farm buildings, in this field you've got earthworks all along, which I've been showing you in the setting sun. You can see here that there does appear to be some raised outlines where the medieval buildings could possibly have been, and behind them would have been there, as you can see, the strip furrows where they would have grown their crops. Years ago I did seem to remember that I think in the 80s, or it's not, somewhere around about the mid 80s, that when they put some farm buildings around the back here, they did unearth some bones when they were digging the footings for the buildings, and some medieval pot did materialise. And the gentleman did say, he's actually dead now, but I remember him saying that there was rumoured to have been a nunnery there at one time, and I seem to remember that he thought there was a chapel, or at least the remains of a chapel, called St. Lawrence, where that little bit of a clump is there, and which would pretty well substantiate the theory that there could be a medieval settlement which would have fed the nunnery, because it seems to be that if you look in there and in this field here, right on the edge of the photograph, you've got raised mounds where the buildings. I think if you look even closely, you might even be able to see a few spots. That could even indeed be where the outlines of the buildings were, which would be, I'd probably be asking too much, but it's very interesting anyway. An old map I found, which was about 300 years old, did suggest a name for this place. It's just not a farm these days, but it's called Nuneaton, and there's quite a few of them around the country, and did suggest that there was indeed a nunnery there. This I found this in an adjacent field a couple of years back, which appears to be a Bronze Age chisel. It's quite a surprising little find with a little point on the end. Could have been votive, because you say you've got the river running through there. I did contact an archaeologist, and he did say these could have been flood works, ditches and trenches to conduct the water away when the river burst its banks. But nothing was made of a possible medieval settlement. But as you can see, there's definitely a lot going on in that field. But the old pottery, to say, I brought this back with me. That's a lovely piece, that is. That's a jug handle from about a 14th century water jug. Very, very substantial. And the other little piece that did materialise from those dredgings I was showing you from the pipeline, when they stuck the old gas pipeline in, I did manage to find this in the spoil, which just goes to show you it's a very, very perfect 13th, 14th century strap end buckle from the Middle Ages. You can see the fabric is absolutely flawless, so you can see that it's come from the deep. I bet you wished all your metal detecting finds would look like that, wouldn't you? But there you go. Let's have another close look at that Bronze Age scribe or whatever. Look at that. Definitely, although a lot of it is under grass, if they ever ploughed these fields in the near future, there would definitely be some artifacts from this. That's where it produced the pot. That's where I found that piece of pot in the corner there. And the nunnery would have been on the raised part, which was here, which is where the existing farm is today. Just the slight hint of something still remaining in that field there. Look, see, there's a ditch running across. But amazing. We'll keep an eye on it and see what else we can find in the near future. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.